So hi, Dave Rossum. We're here at Namm again,
right?
And you've got the production model of the Assimil8r, right?
Right.
Which is the 8-channel sampler.
Exactly.
So let's have a look at it.
There it is already, and let me load up the Namm demo, such as it is right now for you. It just loaded the demo. We've got the SD card down here, and the Assimil8r has half a gigabyte of sample memory in that. So a couple thousand seconds of sample time at 48 kHz that you can record on. First of all, as I say up there, it is a sampler. So one of the nice things you can do about it is, of course, just sample. And I just did that. Is, of course, just sample. And not only, like I said, it's designed for very easy sampling. And one of the very important things about it, in this particular patch, I have just a drum loop programmed onto the first channel up here. But anything you've got going on the Assimil8r, if you're set up to sample, which we will do right now, let's erase that previous one and then switch over to the right channel here. Play this guy. You can sample its own output, so I've now just resampled that onto channel 8. Let's not bother to keep that one as well either. Assimil8r works great with any kind of wave file. I have in the next batch some waveforms up here, and I can use those to demonstrate some of the nice features of it. The first one I have up here is a Sawtooth waveform, and we can control the pitch out of the control forge over here. And one of the very nice things about the Assimil8r, it's got this incredible range of pitch shifting. So you can go all the way 5 octaves up without any aliasing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like there's any aliasing at all.
Yeah, but what if you want aliasing? Well, the neat thing we have under our mutate page here, one of the things we've got is voltage controlled aliasing. So I've got that controlled to a control voltage controlled by this knob. So if we pop out here, and now I fire this guy off again. Let's turn up the aliasing over here. And you can get lots and lots of aliasing.
But we could do that with one of the assignable CV inputs.
Exactly, right.
Okay.
You've got, there's actually a total of 18 different CVs that can get assigned on each of the individual channels. But the CVs are arranged so that you can mix and match them among the 24 inputs, so you can either have them assigned according to the corresponding channel across, or just from someplace that works with your patch. We found that really is very, very flexible and very, very effective. You know, we've got other things. Here's a nice sine waveform. Another one of our mutates up here is the number of bits. So let's the real-time quantizer there. And then if I pop up to let's skip phase mod and come over to some wave mods here. This is kind of a fun sound. Once again, I'm just taking that same Sawtooth waveform, but here I've got the Data 2 knob patched so that it's going to use as its control voltage to vary the loop length. Again, very interesting kind of sound. The pitch is still there, but yet you've got this kind of phase sync modulation happening. So that's the sort of thing you can do. You can modulate sample start, sample end, loop start, loop length, or loop end, whichever one you want. We have an envelope generator in there. You've got attack and decay times. Once again, voltage controllable.
So do you have any kind of like filters or anything in there, or is that kind of...
no, the only real filter in here is that interpolation filter. We'd of course love to sell you a Morpheus if you really want to filter, or an Evolution, even better. For the filtering, but we didn't include any filtering in this. We were really trying to focus on the sampler module. It has stereo input, stereo output. You can sample in stereo, play back in stereo. If they're stereo samples, it does take 2 channels to play a stereo sample back. And in the mix screen, we can pan any individual channel to either side and adjust its level in the output mix. So you've got a lot of flexibility there as well. Finally, as we've advertised in the very beginning, we have phase modulation. And that really is quite a bit of fun. So let's go over to my phase modulation example over here. And what I've got on this page, if you look very closely at that screen, I've got a trumpet, a piano, a bassoon, a violin, and I actually have a gong and a violin down there, which is not quite as interesting. I don't think I'll play that one for you in a limited amount of time. But let's first listen to just an instrumental sample of a bassoon. Now, I've got the knob here hooked up to the modulation index of modulating that bassoon with a violin. So let's take it up just a little. You can begin to hear the modulation there. Turn it up a little more. And then the other one that I've always really liked is, this one is a trumpet. And we're modulating it with a piano. I've got the modulation turned on to a fair degree, but I'm going to change the pitch of the piano down here, add it really low so we don't really hear the piano coming in. But if I turn it on up, the low note of the piano begins to modulate it. So that's phase modulation very, very quickly running through. Let's now step over to the other system and we'll show you some of the neat features of zones. Okay, so zones are a new feature that we've added. One of the things you had in samplers is something called multi-sampling, where which sample played was controlled by which key was pressed on a sampler. Now when you've got a control voltage system rather than a MIDI system, that gets a little harder to do, but the solution we came up is something called zones. With zones, you can use a control voltage at the beginning of a note or even while the note is playing to switch samples, your choice. So you can see the screen for it over here. Here we've assigned 4 different segments of the song that Cars did that has the lyrics hello in it to different voltages here. And we'll get a demo of how you can switch between them using zones. Let's go ahead and start that demo. So here's the first segment coming through. There's a different zone control voltage playing a different zone. Now we can start switching in the middle of these segments. Now we can go to pitch shifting on this and get really kind of wild. We also can go over here and enable us to switch in real time using the control voltage. Okay. Now we got one other feature that I want to show you, and that is using linear FM. Our linear FM goes through 0, so if you patch that up with a relatively slow sound, you actually can use that as a scrub wheel. So let's go ahead and look it up. Here we're playing forward using the scrub wheel. As we slow down, take it down to 0 pitch. Okay, so that's largely what we've got available on the Assimil8r. It should be in production and available on the street in a month. It's actually being manufactured as we speak, and we're in beta on the software. So, quick tour of the Assimil8r. Hope you enjoyed it.
So, what sort of price point are we looking at?
$899 is the price point on it.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.